For the first time, women have been allowed in a state male penal institution to counsel prisoners. Joyce, Joy, and Jane Faust, Ball State University graduate students, volunteered for counseling work at the Pendleton Reformatory. After the project, headed by Ball State's Dr. Robert Hayes, was approved by Superintendent George Fend. Counselor Joyce Joy feels the program can be successful.
At first, I was very apprehensive. I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know what to expect. And maybe you could call it fear, right at the very beginning. And as I progressed through, I've learned so much, and I'm beginning to realize that even within an institution such as this, you have a great deal of latitude for personal growth. And from that standpoint alone, it's very important.
Prisoner George Whitfield of Chicago, serving a sentence for armed robbery, gave an inmate's view of women counselors.
Well, at first it was, you go up to a thing like this with the attitude of, well, a woman is really not going to be able to handle us as such prisoners, and you go in sort of with a baiting attitude. Well, we'll see how far we can push her if that's the idea, or maybe I went into it with an attitude just to see what it would be like to have just to talk to a woman after being in prison for a while as an experience. And I have to say I've gotten quite a bit out of it. I feel I have. I think it's easier to work with a woman because you tend to be freer with your statements, as opposed to working with a man that's hired by the institution and works for the institution. You would tend to say less to him because there's always a nagging doubt as to whether or not he's just doing it for the psychological value, or whether if you say something too far out, he's going to take it on to the officials of the institution. Whereas working with Joyce and these people from the outside, you tend to be freer.
Ball State Counselor Jane Faust said she's always been treated with the greatest respect by the prisoners.
Yes, I felt like when I came in here that not only the prisoners or inmates, it was the guards, the whole administration have been really friendly and warm, although I can say that the first couple times I was very apprehensive. I didn't want to admit it to myself, but I was.
Superintendent George Fend also had reservations about women counseling in a male penal institution.
I would say that the professional staff and I were a little concerned because this had not been attempted in Indiana in a maximum security institution. But after talking with Ball State staff, with Dr. Minnick of our staff, and interviewing the interns, we had no apprehensions whatsoever, and we've had no problems to date.
Lloyd Avery, serving 2 terms for a second-degree murder from Lake County, said the program helps him keep both feet on the ground.
One of the big problems in this institution is alienation. And she likes to kind of help keep my feet on the ground, you see. I mean, contact with the outside world. And it's really a help, really it is. Because in here, it's like a complete whole world in itself. And when you come in from here from the outside, if you've never been locked up before, it's a tremendous change, tremendous adjustment. And talking to her is kind of like, kind of kept my feet on the ground, some touch of society. So when I go out there, I'm not going to be so strange to it again, and I have to readjust. I have to readjust some, but helping talking to her has helped me keep straight in my mind, just what things are like.